Welcome to the deep dive. We take the sources you send us, sometimes really unexpected ones, and we dig in to find the core knowledge, the practical insights.
And today we've got a fascinating one. It looks like pure fantasy on the surface, excerpts from a children's story, The Kite That Carried Wishes.
Right. And our mission, as always, is to see what's really going on beneath the surface.
Exactly. We want to show how this really imaginative tale, it actually packs in some surprisingly sophisticated lessons. Stuff about physics, motivation, effort.
Yeah.
Basically, a quick way to grasp some key ideas about getting things done.
Okay, let's dive in. So the story centers on Zara. She lives in this town called Windy Willow, aptly named it seems.
Very.
And Zara, she's not just an occasional wisher. The source describes her as like a serious high-volume wisher. Birthday candles, obviously, eyelashes, shooting stars.
A classic.
Yeah, but also like finding a potato chip shaped like a heart and making a wish on that. She's committed.
It really sets up her character, doesn't it? This deep-seated desire for something more, for maybe magic to intervene. It shows immense intention.
Mm-hmm.
But as the story unfolds, we see intention needs, well, it needs a vehicle, and that vehicle is the key object. This bright red kite, it's a bit patchy, got ribbons for a tail.
And as a backstory, it was her grandpa's.
Right, a hand-me-down. And Grandpa told her it once carried his own wish way up into the clouds. So there's this legacy, this hint of possibility.
Okay, so we have the wisher, we have the potential magic kite. Now, the inciting incident, it's not a generic wish this time, is it?
No, and this is crucial. It gets specific and very emotional. Her little brother has been really sad, hasn't laughed in weeks.
Yeah, and Zara decides this is what she needs magic for. She writes on a note, ties it to the kite. I wish I could make my little brother laugh again.
That's such a powerful shift. From, wishing on a potato chip to this deeply felt, specific goal tied to someone else's well-being. It's an act of emotional labor, really.
And the moment she does this, things happen fast.
Instantly. The kite doesn't just, catch the wind.
No, it sparkles, it curls, and then it talks.
Yeah, it says, hold tight, we've got a wish to deliver.
And off she goes. The description is lovely. She's carried along like a giggling feather. The key thing here is she didn't just send the wish off on its own.
She went with it. She's part of the delivery mechanism now.
Which takes us where?
Straight up past clouds that look like marshmallows, apparently, and into this fantastical place called Wishville.
Wishville, okay.
It's described as a floating kingdom. Basically, it's where wishes become tangible things, these creatures called wishlings. Think of it as the processing center for hopes and dreams.
A processing center, I like that. But like many processing centers, things can go wrong.
Oh, definitely. They arrive, and it's complete chaos.
Yeah.
This brings us to the main conflict in Wishville.
What happened?
Well, the system's down, basically.
Yeah.
A grumpy gust named Grizzlewind, great name, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Grizzlewind has blown through and just scrambled everyone's wishes. Total mess.
And this isn't just random chaos, is it? The scrambled wishes seem metaphorical.
Absolutely. It's not just for laughs, though it is funny. It's showing what happens with, say, poorly defined goals or undirected intention. Give us the examples they use.
Okay, so the source mentions a boy who wished for a puppy.
Yeah. He gets a giant pineapple instead. Just a pineapple.
Okay. And a girl wished she could fly.
And she ends up with a pile of floating noodles.
Floating noodles, bro.
See, it's absurd, but it makes the point. If you just vaguely throw a wish out there, or if the system gets disrupted, what comes back might be completely useless or irrelevant. The intention got lost, literally, in the wind.
So Zara and the kite realize they can't just wait around. They have to find her specific wish.
Exactly. They have to actively search for it amidst all this wish chaos. And they're dodging some pretty weird stuff.
Like what?
The text mentions flying spaghetti dreams.
Okay.
And sweet-scented snowstorms. Very surreal. And there's a ticking clock.
Right, the rubber chicken. If they don't find her wish soon, it'll solidify into a useless rubber chicken.
Which is, again, just this perfect symbol of a failed intention, right? Something absurd and functionless. The stakes feel high, but also wonderfully silly.
And in the middle of all this high fantasy, they meet someone quite specific.
Ah, yes. Mr. Toe, the talking sock.
A poking sock. Name Mr. Toe.
Who's described as cranky. It's such a grounded, almost mundane detail in this utterly fantastical place. He's kind of this, grumpy gatekeeper, or just an oddball obstacle.
Yeah.
A memorable, slightly irritating reality check. amidst the floating noodles.
So they navigate past the spaghetti and the sock, and they finally find her wish.
They do, and significantly, it's different from the scrambled ones. It wasn't caught up in the main chaos. It's found glowing quietly, hidden inside a giggling cloud.
So her specific emotional wish was more resilient.
It seems so. It suggests that the clarity and the emotional weight of her intention kept it somewhat protected. But, and this is the key, it still required the search. She still had to go through Wishville, dodge the obstacles, find it. It didn't just magically appear back home.
Which leads directly to the big question, the core lesson. Zara herself asks the kite, essentially, why all the fuss? Why didn't it just work?
Exactly. If the wish was strong, why the detour through chaos? And the kite gives this incredibly direct, powerful answer.
What does it say?
It says, because wishes need action. You had to fly, search, and believe. That gave your wish the power.
Wow, okay. Simple but profound. Wishes need action.
It lays the whole model bare. The wish gives you the direction, the what. But the journey, the flying, the searching, dealing with Grizzlewind and Mr. Toe, that was the action, the effort. That's what actually generated the power to make it happen.
Okay, but let me push back slightly. If action was needed anyway, why wish at all? Couldn't she just, try to make her brother laugh without the whole Wishville trip? Does the story value the intention itself?
That's a fair question, and I think it does, subtly. The kite's message implies the wish is both the map and maybe the initial spark, the fuel. Zara's intense desire, her specific goal, make my brother laugh. That's likely why her wish didn't degrade into a pineapple or noodles like the others.
Ah, okay. So the strong intention protected the goal's integrity.
Right. It kept the destination clear. But you still need the journey, the effort, the action to actually get there. Intention saves the goal from becoming meaningless abstraction, but effort provides the momentum. You need both.
The map and the vehicle. Got it. And the ending really proves this, doesn't it? She gets back home.
And the wish comes true, but how it comes true is critical. It's not magic in the sense of a wishling appearing.
No, she makes it happen.
Precisely. She takes the experience she just had, this wild adventure, and she uses it. She runs to her brother, starts tickling him, and tells him all about the floating pineapples, the spaghetti, the cranky sock, Mr. Toe. And that the story, the shared absurdity, her own joy and effort in recounting it that makes him laugh for the first time in weeks. The action wasn't just wishing, it was sharing the adventure she undertook because of the wish.
That's actually a really powerful lesson about using our own experiences and narratives to connect and create change.
Yeah.
Emotional intelligence in action.
It really is.
Yeah.
But there's another layer here which is quite surprising given the fantasy setting. The story cleverly weaves in something much more grounded.
You mean the science connection?
Exactly. It doesn't just leave the flight as pure magic. It subtly grounds the kite's ability to fly, and therefore Zara's whole adventure, in real-world physics.
How so?
Well, the text explicitly mentions, almost in passing, that kites fly because of wind lift and air resistance. The fantastical journey is enabled by and relies upon tangible scientific principles.
Okay, let's break that down for anyone who hasn't thought about kite physics recently.
Yeah.
Lift and resistance.
Sure. So, lift is the upward force. It's created because the kite's angle makes the air move faster over the top surface than underneath it. Faster air means lower pressure on top, higher pressure below. And that difference pushes the kite up. Basic aerodynamics.
Right. And resistance.
That's the drag. The air pushing back against the kite, it's what helps stabilize it, but it also opposes the motion.
So where does Zara's effort fit into this physics picture? Holding the string.
Crucially, by holding the string, adjusting the tension, managing the kite's movement, she's controlling the angle of attack, how the kite meets the wind. She's actively balancing the lift generated by the wind against the drag, the resistance. She's harnessing these forces. If she just let go.
It would just tumble down. No flight, no Wishville.
Exactly. Her sustained effort is essential to maintain the conditions for flight.
Okay, so let's connect that back to the main theme. If the wish is the intention, the kite structure,
Then the wind, maybe, is the external opportunity, the potential.
and the lift is the force moving it forward.
But Zara, holding the string, managing the angle, balancing lift and drag, that's the personal action. The consistent effort required to actually harness the potential and make the journey happen. Without her active control, the physics don't work in her favor.
Wow. Okay, so the fantasy adventure literally couldn't happen without her grounded physical effort managing real-world forces.
Precisely. The story is brilliant in how it scaffolds these ideas. It tells this magical tale of wishes and talking socks,
Hmm.
but it makes it clear that this magic is supported by and requires real effort interacting with real physics. You need the emotional effort, sharing the story, to get the emotional payoff, brother laughing, and you need the physical effort managing the kite to even embark on the quest.
So the message is doubled down.
Yeah.
Abstract success, whether it's a wish coming true or, say, a big project succeeding, needs grounded work. You need to understand the why, the motivation, the wish, but also the how, the mechanics, the physics, the practical steps.
Yes. It blends creative thinking, emotional intelligence with basic STEM principles. It makes the abstract tangible by grounding it in physics, and it makes the physics magical by linking it to this fantasy quest. It shows that the most powerful results come when focused effort meets real-world principles.
So wrapping up our deep dive here, the story of the kite that carried wishes isn't really just about wishing. It's a surprisingly practical guide.
It really is. It's about clear intention, yes, but more importantly, it's about the necessity of action, of undertaking the quest, and even understanding the basic mechanic, the physics, if you will, of how things get done.
The magic is in the doing, supported by the wishing.
Absolutely. And the final takeaway for you listening, Zara didn't just get lucky, she actively created the conditions for her success. So when you think about your own goals, your own wishes, don't just launch them. Ask yourself, what's the string you need to hold? What forces do you need to manage? What's the action?
And the story leaves us with that direct challenge, doesn't it? The kite itself supposedly asks the reader, asks you, what would you wish for if you could fly into the sky right now?
A tempting question.
But the real challenge isn't just naming the wish. It's thinking about what that wish actually requires from you. What's the search? What's the effort? What's the resistance you need to manage?
Because, as Zara found out, wishes have power, but they definitely need a little you to make them come true.